What if the best player in the most popular game on the planet got that good by only playing terrible ones? Not grinding the meta, not watching guides, just years of playing the most broken, buggy, unplayable garbage games ever made, and mastering every single one. That's Rakuro Hizutome, and when he finally picks up a god tier game for the first time, the game doesn't know what hit it. Shangri-La Frontier, spoiler-free breakdown right now. And with Season 2 hitting Netflix June 1st, and Season 3 already announced, there has never been a better time to get into this one.
The hype starts now! The hype starts now! Anime hype what?
Alright, let's set the scene. Shangri-La Frontier is based on a web novel by Katarina, adapted into manga by Ryosuke Fuji, the same illustrator behind Attack on Titan Lost Girls. The anime adaptation is handled by Studio C2C and directed by Toshiyuki Kabuka. Season 1 ran from October 2023 to March of 2024 on Crunchyroll. Here's your setup. Rakuro Hizutome is a second-year high schooler with one specific obsession: hunting down the worst VR games ever made and absolutely destroying them. Bad controls, broken physics, game-breaking bugs. That's his playground. He calls himself a trash game hunter, and he's generally elite at it. But one day, the owner of his local game shop issues him a challenge. Instead of another dumpster fire, try something god tier, something called Shangri-La Frontier, which is a VR RPG with over 30 million players, basically flawless mechanics, a world so vast nobody's fully explored it. Inside the game, Rakuro goes by the name Sunraku, and here's what makes this premise genius. He doesn't struggle when he enters because everything that makes a trash game hard, the janky timing windows, the unpredictable enemy patterns, the punishing mechanics, he's already mastered all of that. In a game that's actually designed well, he's terrifying. It's not an isekai, nobody dies and gets transported, he's literally playing from his bedroom. And somehow that makes the stakes feel even higher. Let's talk about what hits you first, and hits hard. Studio C2C is not a household name, they don't have the brand recognition of MAPPA or Ufotable, but Shangri-La Frontier is the show that should have changed that conversation entirely. The animation is stunning. Every scene, whether it's inside the game or in the real world, has this incredible fluidity and attention to detail that you just don't see from mid-tier seasonal anime. The lighting, the composition, the way the game environments feel generally vast and alive, it's all executed with a real intention. But where it absolutely goes off is the boss fights. The monster designs are creative, distinct, and genuinely threatening. And the way the animators choreograph Sunraku's movement against them feels like watching a masterclass in action direction. There's a particular boss battle in the Weathermon arc that people in the community still talk about. No spoilers, just know that when you get there, you'll understand why. What's also impressive is how the show differentiates between the game world and the real world visually. Inside Shangri-La Frontier, everything feels heightened. Saturated colors, dramatic lighting, epic scale. Outside the game, the art pulls back to something more grounded and slice of life. It's subtle but effective technique that keeps you oriented and makes the transitions feel meaningful. If there's any criticism here, some of the mid-season filler episodes do have a noticeable dip in quality. C2C was clearly saving budget for the bigger moments, and it shows, but the big moments, they more than deliver. Okay, story time, and this is where Shangri-La Frontier earns something special. On paper, this show sounds like every other gaming anime you've seen. Guy plays VR game, guy's overpowered, stuff happens. And look, I get that hesitation. SAO comparisons are inevitable, and the gaming anime genre has a bad reputation for a reason. But Shangri-La Frontier does something fundamentally different with its power fantasy. Sunraku isn't overpowered because of a cheat skill, a system blessing, or just dumb luck. He's dangerous because of genuine mastery built over the years of doing things the hard way. The show roots his abilities in effort and intelligence, and that single change makes every win feel completely earned. He's also just generally fun to watch. Sunraku is chaotic, unpredictable, and constantly problem-solving in ways that feel like watching someone speedrun a game they've never even played before. He doesn't brute force situations, he reads them. There's almost a chess player energy to how he approaches fights. Except he's also the kind of person who will do something completely unhinged just to see what happens. The supporting cast fills out the world really well. Arthur Pencilgon is a standout, sharp, strategic, and brings a competitive dynamic to the party that feels interesting. Emil, his in-game companion, provides the emotional heart of the show without feeling like dead weight. Where the show has some weakness is in the real-world side of things. Rakuro's life outside the game, his school, his family, Rei, who knows him in real life, is there. But the anime doesn't dig into it as deep as it could. There are seeds planted for interesting character dynamics that Season 1 doesn't fully develop. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're the type of viewer who wants equal weight on the human side of the story, you might feel the game world gets all the attention. The other thing worth flagging. The first episode takes a little while to fully click. If you go in cold without knowing what the show is about, the trash game humor and the setup can feel slow. Stick with it past episode 2. The show finds its grooves and doesn't let go. I have to address this because it's a comparison everyone makes, and it's both fair and completely wrong. Yes, Shangri-La Frontier is a gaming anime with a VR world, a protagonist who's elite at the game, and a cast of colorful party members. So is SAO, but that's where the comparison ends. SAO is fundamentally a stakes-based isekai. The game is life or death, the drama comes from mortal consequences. Shangri-La Frontier has no such gimmick. Nobody dies if they lose. The tension comes entirely from Sunraku's desire to conquer the game on his own terms, to find the limits of a god-tier game the same way he found the limits of every trash game before it. That tonal difference is everything. SLF is generally playful in a way SAO never was. It trusts you to find the game mechanics interesting in themselves. The boss fight strategy, the world exploration, the player versus environment dynamics. It feels like watching someone play a video game you actually want to play. And that's a feeling gaming anime has never managed to pull off. Time to break it down. The story. Fresh premise, smartly executed. The trash game to god game pipeline is generally great hook. Real world underutilization, but not a deal breaker. 8 out of 10. The characters. Sunraku is one of the most entertaining protagonists in recent gaming anime. Supporting cast is solid if slightly underdeveloped. 8 out of 10. Animation. Studio C2C absolutely cooked. Boss fights especially. Some mid-season budget dips, but the highs are very high. 8.5 out of 10. The soundtrack. Composer trio Ryoichi Takeda, Kuniyuki Takahashi, and Keiichi Hirokawa built a score that elevates every fight and every exploration sequence. You'll notice it without realizing you're noticing it, which is exactly what good anime music does. 8.5 out of 10. Overall, Shangri-La Frontier Season 1 is an 8.5 out of 10. It's the gaming anime that finally makes the genre feel fresh again. If SAO got you into the idea, but left you disappointed, this is the version of that story done right. And the timing could not be better. Season 2 just dropped on Netflix. Season 3 is confirmed for January 2027. You can binge Season 1 right now on Crunchyroll, go straight into Season 2 on Netflix on June 1st, and be fully caught up before Season 3 hits. That's a perfect watch pipeline. That's my review of Shangri-La Frontier Season 1. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the best gaming anime since SAO? Better than SAO entirely? Let me know where you stand. If you're new here, welcome to Anime Hype Watch. Reviews every single week. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one.